Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today we are here back again with VRL F2. We are ready for the second to last round of the championship here in Mexico. We are just doing our first run here on the mediums, not really that important. We are now P11 in the standings with 40 points. Karam has won it, of course, but if we get a good result today we might actually move into the top 10 of the standing, so this is a really important race for us. Last few races finished P9, just with penalties afterwards and some disqualifications. We have finished like already 6-7 times now P9 in this season, so that is really good to see. Very consistent as we lock up into turn 1 at our second run of the qualifying session, actually our first one because we just did an installation lap on the mediums. Here we're now going through the S's as Yoda Speak has just set the fast lap of the session. Qualifying here I still have my mic on, so you just hear the shifting. It is fixed for the race, don't worry. And yeah, basically for this race it will be really important that we score a good amount of points, as we haven't really, that P9 is of course a good result, but the points are very not really that big. So this was actually the end of qualifying. As our third run we saw we were P11, so we backed out of it because we want a free tire choice. We actually got P12 in the end, not that bad if you consider the amount of drivers. We have free tire choice. As you can see, the sun is going to come out at near the midpoint of the race. A little before that we just fuel a little bit, 1.2 laps of extra fuel. Probably a safety car will come out, not saying anything. And we are now off for the formation lap, just warming up the tires a little bit. We are behind Chevy Mateos, we're actually also behind in the championship, so it will be very important that we finish ahead of him if we want to go into the top 10 today. With private lights we are underway and we seem to have a good start, but Memes has such a good start. He actually didn't jump that start. We watched it afterwards and he went like from P40 to P6 in only one straight, so he had an amazing start. And now we are getting overtaken by Esme into turn 1 as we were P40, but we break really late down the inside of both the racing points. Can we maybe make that stick? As we are now getting squeezed a little bit, we cannot go through there because TRT King was there and SML spins on the front wing. Luckily we don't have damage. We activate Rich and Overtake because we do want to close up to the group ahead as they are battling very hard. And now Karen going really slowly. He doesn't have damage, but he turned off assists for this round. Of course we always drive without assists, but some drivers still do in the F2 category. He turned them off because he of course won the championship. So he will be a little bit slower, but he will still have some good pace. So now coming on to the end of the lap, there some bad boy coming into the pits. Two drivers also crashed, they went into the wall. You can see them on the minimap as these actually retires. And as we now come into turn 1 here, there's a lot of battling going on actually on the same lap. Both the Williams and the Racing Points are going at it, so we try to pick up the scraps and we can. We go around the outside of Jacob into turn 3. We now activate Rich and Overtake again to get the most speed here. As we break into turn 4 this actually is. We got that position and maybe we can now get Karen, of course the championship leader, so this is pretty fun. Battling with the guy who won the championship, as we are still behind him here. Now going into the stadium section, he goes down the inside of Marcos here. As he does make it around the outside, that was a little bit interesting. He doesn't have damage, but maybe we can now go around the outside here with a good exit, and we can't. So we still have to stick behind him as we have a yellow flag. I've missed what happened there, you will probably have seen it. Our teammate is in the pits, so that's most likely caught by it. But M&T Karam here and Chef Medels going fully at it. So we just move it back into Lee. We go down the inside here of the racing point. He squeezes us, we almost spin. But we managed to stay on the track, we don't spin out. Jacob's still behind us, his DRS is now being enabled. As they are really fighting in the stadium section again. Can we go down the inside of Shafi here in the stadium section? That turns to the outside, he squeezes us off the track there. Luckily we don't get a warning because that would be very stupid. We are now behind him in the slipstream of course, so we will get him back on the straight. Rich and Overtake once again. DRS wide open. He also has DRS. I actually didn't expect that, but you can see there he doesn't have ERS by the blinking light. So you activate Overtake and we go around the outside with a lot more speed. And we do manage to make that one stick. and we're now behind Karen then. So we get a lot of oversteer there. You need to enable the DRS and just brake normally. We are now ahead, as I lost my words there a little bit. It can happen, of course. The tire wear is a little bit high. You definitely feel the effects through the S section, but we get overtaken here back again. Do not want to fight him too hard, of course, because we also want to get the positions of Kimi and Karen, who are now actually driving away. And we get a very stupid warning there, but I just left that in, as Nick Pancras, the Ghost, is now being lapped. So if you see the blue flashing panels, it is because of a Ghost being lapped there. As we now go through, yes, as you can see, the tire really coming in as we get a lot of oversteer there. And now enabling DRS, you can see he actually drove away, so maybe we went through our tires a little bit too quick. Battling, of course. So yeah, we just stick behind him, try to save some fuel in the DRS, but we brake way too late into turn 1. Completely overshot our braking point there, and that means that Alex Bomberg is now right behind us. After he crashed on lap 1, he fitted new tires, new front wing. I actually don't know if he did that, I just assume he did. Although he's very quickly behind us as he locks up into turn 1, he hasn't disabled his assist if he uses any. And so now on lap 8 of 36 here, Xavi and Alex Bomberg here fighting really hard as they squeeze each other on the apex there. Now still going side by side through 5 and 6, 6 and 7, I don't know what the numbers are here in Mexico, as they are not fighting into the S's, so that's a bit of a shame. Xavi cuts the corner there a little bit. Nick Pancras has left the session. And yeah, we now have DRS again on our nemesis, Xavi Mateos. We are really fighting with him in this race and also for the championship, so it isn't about nothing. So we enable Rich now, DRS, and we just put it back to lean. Don't know what's going to happen here actually, it's quite exciting. So we recorded this a while back from when I'm commentating this, as we enable the DRS, and now look at all these cars here. That this was a really fun battle, I do recall that this was really fun to drive in. And so we are now behind them here, and two cars actually going to the pits, Alex Bomberg and Karam, of course numbers 1 and 2 in the championship. So if we have a good couple of laps there over them, as we do not have in laps or out laps, or actually in laps, yeah. We have the DRS, but we won't fight him, because then we'll just lose a lot of time as we now come into the pits. Fitting the new soft tires, lap 12, and what is really interesting to see here is all our rivals have pitted for the medium tires. So now enabling DRS once again, being here behind Xavi Mateos, and maybe that we can fight him into the S's on our supreme soft tires. We do not really want to pass him here. Should have disabled the DRS in hindsight, because now if we fight him too hard, he will of course get the DRS off of us, and he just lets us pass, which is a really stupid move in my opinion, because I am faster on the softs anyway, so why would he fight me that hard as he's on mediums? So yeah, we just lost 2 seconds actually to Kimi if you look at the delta, so this was just a very stupid move from him. Should have just let me pass or just let me stick behind, but now he was just fully braking into the stadium section. Here we are just done with him. So we squeeze him a little bit. They of course don't need to do that too hard, as we are now of course losing the DRS again, but maybe that we can stay ahead on the straight, but after that horrible exit we probably don't. But a good thing to notice that we have fully rest, so we use a lot here. Use the overtake button, go all the way to the right side of the track on the marbles here. His closing speed is very big though, but maybe that we can outbrake him into turn 1, as he gets a full car length ahead of us actually. We tried to squeeze him, doesn't quite work out, we brake really late into turn 1. And so it's a really hard battle now. Can we maybe stay ahead? He goes onto the curb a little bit. We get back at him, but oh no, we touch him, oh, we spun. And here I just basically panicked, reset the track. And now looking at this from the onboard of the Williams here, you can see Xavi went off the track and then he came back on the track while we were still there. We left exactly a car width. He of course wanted more, and in the end we both said it was a racing incident. Yeah, not very smart from the both of us. I didn't give him a lot of space, he wanted a bit more space. Yeah, In the end, it's all good. Not in this moment actually, as we spun out again and got wing damage. So now we need to pit, which is really stupid. So we switch on to the hards, which you can see there are boxed this lap. And this was really a heartbreak moment for me in this race, as we got another 3-second time penalty. And look at this warning here. Why did I get a warning here? Exceed the track limits. That's really stupid warning. So just saving you the wing change pit stop, because it's really boring. And now coming out on the track again, we are lost. We are even behind a ghost of SLR DH020, B14 of actually 13. But now here on lap 28, we get a little bit trigger happy on the throttle 14 laps later. So nothing happened in the stint. We overtook the ghost a couple of times. But yeah, more than that, basically nothing happened. And there we get lapped by Memes Virus. So yeah, that's basically our race over then, but we can of course still challenge for the fastest lap of the race. After that incident, really not a lot happened in this race, but we do still have a fair shot at the points, actually until that incident. But you can see there, Bad Boy has DNF'd, so that means that we are in P10. Chavo Mateos also DNF'd, he gave up after yet another incident. But we didn't, and now on lap 34, TTV iQuicks, lap 35 from him, so the penultimate lap, he crashed out. He was really sour after this race, really got it with his performance. Because he had a strong race, but then he crashed out. Of course, that's grand for us, and we actually do manage to finish again in P9. We didn't manage to get the fastest lap of the race in the end, but still a good race. We finished P9 again, so you can say maybe I'm the CEO of P9. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.